Yo, what's up, guys? Nico here. Hey, today I want to talk about the topic that I've titled Opportunity or Obligations. Yeah, right? Take a moment and think about that. There is a difference between the two. So I want to talk about it just for a little bit. For me, I know that sometimes I get overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed with the different things that I got going on in my life. For me personally, it's work, school, and this. Talking with y'all, making content, stuff like that. So it becomes overwhelming sometimes because my time management skills, they're not the best, but I'm getting better at them. But at the same time, I also find myself looking at opportunities that are available to me just because of certain interactions that I've had or people that I meet doing whatever I'm doing. And I want to take advantage of them sometimes. But then I think, oh man, I got this obligation to do. Obligations are different than opportunities. Like I said, I know that we all have responsibilities that we need to go ahead and take care of, some more than others. You might be looking at this, having a job, going to school, and having kids to take care of. You might be going to this and looking at this video and you might not have any type of real responsibilities. You may be in a position right now where you're just trying to get your feet on the ground again. May not have any type of true responsibilities other than to yourself and making yourself healthy and well. Whatever part of the spectrum you're on, I think that it's pretty applicable because at some point in our lives, we do go ahead and run into the decision that we have to make. What I have found just by observing and watching certain situations and then reflecting back on my life is that I've taken chances on opportunities that I shouldn't have, and I've disregarded obligations that I really should have. I'm a functioning addict. That's the way that I can be identified inside of the psychology world. Is what it is. I don't mind it. But I think back to some of the times where I was really in heavy use. I would go on my lunch break and it would be an opportunity to get high. So I'd go shoot up and end up nodding off for 2-3 hours. My obligation was that I only had a 30-minute lunch break and I needed to get back to work. So I'd stumble back into work and they'd be like, oh man, what the hell's wrong with you? I got given a lot of chances because when I was actually working, I can get work done. I was raised with a good work ethic, so I think that contributes to part of my functioning addict type lifestyle. I say that as just an example from my life. Again, I know what it's like to be overwhelmed. I know what it's like to have to make these decisions. But you're the hero of your story. You're the main character of your story. So think about it for a moment. What type of opportunities have you taken advantage of that you probably shouldn't have? Whether that was an opportunity to go get a dope sack for cheap, whether that was an opportunity to try to hit a lick, make some extra cash, whatever that opportunity was it the best decision? Or should you have stayed to your obligation? Whether that's to your family, your job, your betterment, your well-being. Just think back on a couple examples. We all have them. For me, one of the other great examples that I have even now, just in recovery, is the opportunity to go do a side gig. I like working. I like doing yard work. I like doing work with my hands. But sometimes the opportunity arises for these extra jobs, make some extra cash, but it interferes with my obligation to either schoolwork, to this no halo, or to my 9 to 5. I have to make the decisions whether the opportunity is going to be beneficial or not. One of the ways that I do that is I think about if the request being made of me for this opportunity is going to be beneficial to both parties. Beneficial to both parties meaning I'm going to gain something out of it without hurting anybody else, and I might be helping someone else out. Learning to go ahead and look at requests that are being made from you and making these kind of analytical decisions will help you out in deciding whether the opportunity is going to be beneficial or whether you should stick to your obligation, whatever the obligation is for that day. Either way, guys, we all have to make these decisions. I know sometimes, going back to my active addiction days, the opportunity would arise just suddenly, hey, let's go ahead and take care of something real fast. taking care of something wasn't always the best decision. It got me some pretty tight situations. Leave it at that. When I think about the obligations that I chose to disregard, and how if I had focused on my obligations, where I might have made some better decisions. I'm not saying opportunities are always bad, guys. There's opportunities out there all the time, and sometimes they're great. Sometimes they're going to uplift you. Sometimes they're going to put you in a position where you can go ahead and grow. But sometimes they're not. Sometimes these opportunities are going to set you back. They're going to put you in a tight spot. They're going to restart a cycle that you probably don't want to restart again. Again, I don't know what it is for you. You're the main character of your story. But what I do know is that more often than not, when I take a moment and I look at the opportunity and the request being made of me, and I make a decision, just take a few moments to look at it and say, all right, is this going to be beneficial to both parties? Is this going to stop me from completing the responsibilities that I have? It's allowed me to make some better decisions on whether I should take the opportunity or not. More often than not, guys, it was following my obligations and making sure that those were taken care of, that I found a lot more success, less stress, and just overall better well-being. Now again, my story of recovery is not the same as your story of recovery. And all I'm here to do is help out in giving you a little bit of guidance with some of the trials, tribulations, and thoughts that I've had to go through. Because you're either went through them yourself or you're about to face them, depending on the stage of recovery you're in. And again, if you have 24 hours underneath your belt, kudos, keep on going. If you're a few years down the road, great. Let's go ahead and start helping out others. Because at the same time, one of my obligations with No Halo is to go ahead and change the way people think about drugs and alcohol and substances in the state of New Mexico. Either way, guys, I want you just to really analyze the request that's being made of you and decide if it's something that you're responsible for doing or if you're not. Either way, it is going to help out in your ultimate ending of your story. And that ending of your story is you're going to take an opportunity that's going to actually cause you to fail, stumble, and might put you in an institution or in the morgue. Or you're going to stick to your obligations, your responsibilities, and you're going to succeed. You're going to survive, you're going to thrive. It's your decision to make. I'm just here to help out because I know what it's like to rock No Halo.